You are a single soldier. You are 19 years old this year. 3 months ago, you still work in a factory in Stuttgart. Now, you are standing in a trench somewhere in Belarus, holding a Kar 98K rifle and 60 rounds of ammunition. The mass-produced uniform on you. It's already open. Your monthly allowance is 30 Reichsmarks. This is less than what you earn by working in a factory in your hometown. But here it is. Room and board are free. You don't even have to pay for bullets. The Empire will take care of it all. You have 10 people in your class. You can only name 3 of them. The monitor of your class. It doesn't matter if you know anyone else. Anyway, less than half a year. Half of them will be killed or injured. Your task is simple. Follow orders. Bring your rifle. Don't let yourself freeze to death. The temperature now is minus 36 degrees. Your boots are too crowded. There's no way to wear an extra pair of socks. Daytime soaked boots. And at night, it turns into a sea of ice. To keep warm, you stuffed your jacket with newspapers. You watch as one of the soldiers in the deck, because of frostbite, lost 3 toes. Sanitary soldiers without anesthesia. Cut off the finger. That scream will never forget you. Sanitary soldiers didn't even wash their hands. Mainly because no one has soap. You survived that winter. This means you are very lucky. You have been promoted to the 2nd level. Private, you're 20 years old now. After a whole year of fighting, you have been promoted to 1st class, also known as the deputy monitor. Your salary has gone up by 3 marks. Now you're holding 33 marks a month. Dying in a hail of bullets. You're not a recruit anymore. You figure out how the system works. Do you know which officers will get you killed? And what will keep you alive? You learned. Cigarettes in exchange for bread to logistics troops. You know how to sleep with a rifle tucked into your coat. Prevent the bolt from freezing. Those new reinforcements are watching you. As if you had some secret to survival. You do have. You know very well. 80% of German deaths took place on this front. You also understand. The friends you make here are only temporary. The company commander is busy writing letters to the families of the fallen. His soothing words are almost dry. You learn to keep a low profile. Obey orders. What happened to those Soviet prisoners of war? You never ask. Just don't think about it. The heart will not be tired. You made it through another year. You get promoted again. The 3rd episode. You are 21 years old. You are now a monitor. The lives of 10 soldiers. It all depends on your every decision being consistent. The National Defense Forces trained non-commissioned officers to think independently. They call it mission. It's command. The superior only tells you the target, without interfering with how you do it. You now get 45 Reichsmarks a month. You are responsible for saving the lives of these 10 people. And this war has consumed more than 1 million German soldiers. The new recruits sent from the country are not as good as one term. Mainly because the nutrition supply in my hometown can't keep up. Training time has also shrunk significantly. From the original 16 weeks to the current 8 weeks. They don't even understand how to dig a qualified loose ice pit. I don't know to check if the weapon is frozen. It's up to you to teach them. But still half of them will die. You write and add letters for those illiterate soldiers. There are not enough supplies to make you responsible for distributing dry food. Who will go on a dangerous mission? Who can stay behind? It's all up to you. Behind an ancient warehouse in Ukraine, you executed the first deserter in your life. The field gendarmerie puts the pistol in your hand. You have no hesitation. In this war, the Empire shot 15,000 of its own soldiers. Once hesitated, you will be one of them too. Although you start to lose sleep. But he survived. You got promoted again. Episode 4 goes public. You are 23 years old. You are now a listed person. Platoon leader. Managing 50 people. You became the backbone of the German infantry. In the armies of most countries, platoon leader is usually a center guard. But in the Wehrmacht, 2/3 of the guards are commanded by non-commissioned officers like you. There weren't enough officers left. They keep sacrificing. You had to do everything yourself. Training discipline. The tactics are all up to you. Soldiers call you old hen behind your back. You take care of their salary. Food penalty record. There are also leave applications. When they sacrificed, you took their military handbook. And break off the half of the identity card. The man next door was a 19-year-old central defender. He's been an officer for 6 weeks. He always looks to you for guidance. Because you've lived through this hell. 3 years, you try your best to keep him alive. But he still died in Kursk. Throat slit by shrapnel. You wrote a letter to his mother for him. You were recommended for officer training. You refused. Officers die faster. You know the casualty figures. But war doesn't care about your personal wishes. Episode 5. You are 24 years old. Eventually they promoted you to officer. The Wehrmacht urgently needs outposts. The Eastern Front drained officers. It's as fast as ammo. Former officer candidates must have a college degree. Not anymore. By 1943, the Reich only requires you to have a Nazi stance. And the determination to die. You just started with a card. The company commander is just outside Kharkiv. You have to take over the entire company. You are now in charge of person 180. Most of them are older than you. Light, every pair of eyes is staring at you. See if you will take them to their deaths. You learn to read the map. Learn to coordinate artillery support. You also learn to write reports. Disguise the fiasco as a tactical retreat. You also found an officer. Secrets we'll never talk about. By 1944, every officer position in the Wehrmacht, an average of 9.2 people have been changed. You're just a fill in the blank, just a number. Sooner or later this military uniform will be worn on another person. You swore allegiance to Hitler himself. Every soldier took an oath. Even if there is only defeat left on the map, that vow still drives you to keep fighting. You got promoted again. This is not what you want. Episode 6. Superior. You are 26 years old. You only have one company. 180 for most soldiers. You are the highest officer they have ever had personal contact with. You're on the same diet as them. Sleeping in the same mud. The Wehrmacht did this on purpose. It builds loyalty. Officers and soldiers were fed exactly the same. You fight side by side. Die together. You write letters to the fallen. Wrote dozens of letters. To make heroic sacrifice sound less like a lie. You run out of words. At the beginning of the war, your company has 200 men. Up to now, the establishment of the integrated network has been changed 3 times. Still the same number. But all unfamiliar faces. Soldiers don't even know each other's names. They're too lazy to tie it. Eastern Front battlefield. 4 million German soldiers have been buried. And you know that. Because you saw it with your own eyes. What you see is not statistics. It was bones. Just before D-Day, you were transferred to West County. Episode 7. Major, you are 28 years old. You command a battalion. 800 people will outlive the vast majority. Those who enlisted in the army at the same time will be longer. June 6, 1944. Allied landings in Normandy. Your division was lost in the first month. 28 generals who were either killed, or injured, or captured. Even Rommel himself was hit by shrapnel in the head. You coordinate between the company commanders. Request artillery support. You write a report explaining why you are retreating again. Come August, your battalion is completely incapacitated. More than half the soldiers were killed or wounded. Additional recruits. Either mean 17-year-old Hitler youth who trained for a week, or a militia older than your father. Your street orders make no tactical sense. But you still have to do it. Generals who questioned Hitler's orders will be fired. Even worse, you heard about the July assassination. That is to say, the bomb case in Shii Dibay Pavilion has remained silent. Then 7,000 people were arrested. 5,000 people were executed. The Wehrmacht has cancelled traditional military salutes. Forced switch to Nazi salute. You also raise your right hand. Continue to obey orders. Episode 8 General. You are now a Major General. You command a division. There are 12,000 people on paper. Actually less than half. Since December 1941, Hitler began to direct the Eastern Front himself. He replaced 35 soldiers who displeased him. Chief and division commander. A wise general learns not to provoke him. The smarter ones took poison. A German general dies every week or 2. You know very well. Because you are counting in your heart. If the body is still intact, you will also attend their funeral. The war has been lost. Everybody knows that. But no one dared to say it. This is seen as defeatism. And defeatism means the death penalty. You keep signing orders. Keep sending soldiers to the front. The machine is running on its own. Towards Destruction Episode 9 Prisoners of War. May 8, 1945. Surrender. The German death toll reached 5.30 million. 4 million people died in East County alone. 63% of them died at the end of the war. In the past 16 months. At the end, on average, tens of thousands of people die every day. Your oath of allegiance to Hitler has been wiped out with him in the bunker. You took off your military uniform. The war is over. But it didn't end there. The Soviets captured 3 million German soldiers. The last prisoners of war didn't return home until 1956. That's 11 years after the war ended. Some of them were former 19-year-old Sudan soldiers. The only wish I had was to live. But no one's wish came true. The German Wehrmacht no longer exists. Military ranks are a thing of the past. Oaths turn to dust.